Alright guys, welcome back to another Bitcoin video. We've got a short-term update today going into recent price action. Of course, yesterday we saw a weekly RSI breakout from a 2-year resistance line that was very bullish. However, we did label yesterday, we did go over the fact yesterday that CPI, the CPI release just in 48 hours, just over 48 hours from now will be very important because that CPI release has the ability to label that breakout a bull trap. In fact, it's the only thing really in the next week that could damage the Bitcoin structure, because right now Bitcoin doesn't look too bad. So we're looking into short term, looking into CPI. Let's get into the video in a second. Before we get into it, check out the pinned comment, check out the description. We've got 3 or 4 days left on the VIP sale, 30% discount on all VIP memberships for 3 or 4 days remaining on that until the 14th. So please go ahead and check that out if you're interested. You can see the VIP results in that pinned comment description as well. And if you're interested in learning how to trade, you can do so using the Crypto Academy. We've got a Become a Trader 10-unit course there. Again, that website is in the pinned comment and description. All right, guys, let's get into the analysis. So to start off, I'll just explain what I said in the introduction there. Weekly RSI had a huge breakout. Now, this is a breakout that I personally expect if we get past CPI. I personally expect to materialize into a trend reversal. I am of the opinion that the bottom is in on Bitcoin. If the bottom is not in, I believe it will be in sometime in January. I think we're very, very close to the bottom, or the fact that the bottom is in. I think that breakout there in the RSI weekly chart has done a lot to confirm that. Now, with that said, I don't think we've seen the trend reversal yet. Very important distinction. Me speculating on the bottom is very different to me understanding there is a trend reversal. Yes, it is my opinion that the bottom is probably in. However, the trend reversal has not occurred, so it's not actually confirmed yet, and so I don't think this is actually a buy spot for Bitcoin. I don't think you should be buying here. I think you should buy when we see that trend reversal. So the overall kind of thing I wanted to talk about really is we saw that breakout in the RSI, and that was obviously a 1-week breakout. Now, in order for that to be confirmed, we obviously need to see a little bit more than one candle. Seeing it is a 2-year downtrending line, a little bit more than one candle would be great. And so we need to be seeing ultimately the next weekly candle, which is in 5 days and 18 hours from the time this video being released, close above that as well. So we need to see the next weekly candle close above probably 17K, in which case that would kind of do enough to fully confirm that breakout. So with that said, we need to understand, well, what's going to happen within this next 5 days and 18 hours? And I can tell you right now, CPI will. CPI, this is inflation on a kind of a yearly basis. It's updated monthly. So we've got the inflation numbers basically for December coming out in just over 48 hours here. And every time we see CPI come out, it's very important. We see a massive amount of volatility in the market. So this is the thing in the next 5 days and 18 hours that could potentially label this move above the RSI weekly resistance a bull trap, right? In which case, you know, it's not actually clear that the bottom is in, right? So the biggest thing we need to be watching right now is CPI, 48 hours. Now, CPI is expected to come in at 6.5%. The previous release said 7.1%. So realistically, if it's anything above 6.5% on this next release, it's bearish. If it's anything below that, it's bullish. If it's the same, it's neutral. So realistically, if we want Bitcoin to pump, we need to be seeing CPI come in at 6.5% or below, right? That's what we need to see for Bitcoin to continue this upwards momentum. Do I think that's possible? Of course it is. In fact, you know, some people say, from going from 7.1% to 6.5% is a big drop. And that's a 0.6% drop. You would be correct in saying that. However, you have to remember, we saw the same drop in the previous month, okay? We saw 7.7 to 7.1. So we've seen a 0.6% drop before. There's no reason why it can't happen again. In fact, it's more likely to happen this time because rates would have had more time to play out on inflation and more time to bring inflation down at a more rapid rate. So that's the big thing, CPI, which is in just over 48 hours. So looking into the short term now that we understand that CPI is a big deal and that's what we really need to be watching the next 5 days, we can understand that the short term is actually not in the worst position. Okay, we broke out above this daily RSI triangle on the daily chart for Bitcoin. We had a spike of green volume, a spike of which we haven't seen since around the 20th of December. It's still very low volume. It's still a very weak breakout, but it is good to see it ascending slightly there. We had this uptrending kind of a yellow wedge formation. We broke it to the upside, thankfully. We also broke above 17.1K. There's many reasons to be happy about the short term. Okay, even zooming into the hourly chart, you can see this yellow wedge on the daily chart zoomed in a bit further. When we broke above it, yes, we did see a move to the upside. Yes, it was kind of like a sharp V-shaped top there, which isn't particularly attractive, I will say. However, we did come down, and as of this point, we have actually resistance support flipped to the top of the wedge and also 17.1k at the same time. So I don't think there's any real reason to be overly bearish in the short term right now, but I also understand that it doesn't really matter what the charts say, because in 48 hours, CPI will toss everything up anyway. But overall, it is kind of promising to see the short term not looking too bad. I will say that the total cryptocurrency market cap is at resistance there at around 815 billion, and Ethereum's at pretty strong resistance as well from that bull market support band, the top of its ascending triangle, and a downtrending resistance line stemming all the way back from May. So it's kind of a bit of a mixed bag here for the short term. It's like, yeah, Bitcoin looks okay, but Ethereum looks pretty rough because it's heading into very strong resistance, and the total cryptocurrency market cap's in the same space. Now, if we break these resistance zones to the upside, which will be done by CPI, right? If CPI is bullish, it will do that. That will do even more to confirm the fact that the bottom is probably in for Bitcoin, and will do even more to confirm a reversal and a renewed kind of uptrend, or at least an end to the downtrend, right? So overall, short term, mixed bag. You know, it's not looking too bad. Bitcoin looks okay, seeing resistance support flips. What I would say is that we really don't want to see Bitcoin dropping below 17.1k. If we see Bitcoin dropping below 17.1k, that's pretty bad, because it means we've dropped back into that wedge formation, and we'll be back in that bearish structure. So ultimately, so long as Bitcoin is above 17.1k, it's okay. It's not bad. It's nothing really too concerning. And unless that happens, unless we drop below 17.1k, the only thing you really should care about right now is CPI. So 17.1k and CPI in 48 hours, that's kind of the whole video. That's what we need to be looking at. Short little video here, quick little update. Just thought I'd let you guys know, because that's really the important stuff that's going on. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Please leave a like, subscribe, chuck a comment down if you've got any questions or any statements to make. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers. Like usual, guys, check out the Bitget Exchange using my referral link in the pinned comment and description below. That's the best way you can support the channel. It's also giving you access to an exchange with 5 times lower fees than Binance and 0 fees on all spot pairs. Many benefits about that exchange. I've listed it all in previous videos if you're really interested, but ultimately that's the best way to support the channel. It's the best way to support yourself as a trader, by getting access to the cheapest exchange in the market. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Cheers.